Please sit back, relax, and enjoy these creepy horror stories that will cause fright at night. Don't watch alone. You've been warned. I know people don't believe in spirits. I myself never believed the scary or creepy stories I heard were true, until I lived in this one house. It was a newer home too, so it was odd to me. Perhaps it was just energy left over from a long time ago. I don't know. But my entire family saw stuff. It first started out with noises. The first summer there, my sister and I were left alone all day while my parents worked. We were 15 and 10 at the time, and one day I heard coughing in my parents' room. My sister and I thought it was our father. We thought maybe he was homesick. So all day we kept hearing coughing, and finally, after about 5 hours, I decided to peek in and ask Dad if he needed medicine. There was no one in the room. We went in to check the master bathroom, and nothing. No one was there. Then, a few days later, we heard the bathroom shower door open. It was one of those rolling kinds that made quite a bit of noise. We heard it open and close, and we sat there waiting for my mom or dad to come out of the room. Again, nothing. They weren't home. That summer, my cousins visited, and they too heard the coughing and shower. We lived there for 5 years, and things got worse and worse over time. Tapping on the walls. My sister and her best friend were having a sleepover, and her friend saw someone walk out of my room. She said hi to me, but it wasn't me. My cousin saw someone walk out of the bathroom into my sister's room. She thought it was me, but I was out in the front yard at the time. My aunt stayed over on a New Year's Eve once. She chewed me and my sister out for walking all over her airbed and waking her up. But we didn't do that. One morning, my mother was walking down the hallway, and she thought my dad was behind her, and asked if he wanted a full or half pot of coffee. When she got out of the hallway, she turned to see a strange man in a plaid shirt that then ran past her. My sister's friend stopped coming over because she was in my sister's room, and a Susan B. Anthony coin flew off the shelf and hit the wall, leaving a large dent. My sister was walking out the door at the time and thought her friend threw it, but she had been on the top bunk sitting down. Her friend got up and called her mom to leave right away and never came back over again. My best friend stayed over once for a week, and she stayed in my room with her evil cat that hated me. I slept on the bottom bunk of my sister's bed in her room. My friend asked why I kept coming in the room to bug the cat, why I kept knocking on the walls, and why I would lie on the bed only to get up and leave. I did none of this. That cat hated me and would attack me. She said the cat would flip out and hiss and meow, like I was in the room. Then, one time, I got up to go pee in the middle of the night in our bathroom. The way the mirror was set up, if you looked over your right shoulder while on the toilet, you could see into the kitchen. It was like 3 a.m., so I left the door open and I looked in the mirror. I saw a man standing in the kitchen by the fridge. At first, I thought it was my dad. Then he turned around like he knew I was looking, and he had no eyes, just dark patches, and he opened his mouth, perhaps to say something, but I don't know for sure. I stopped mid-pee and ran back into my room, all the while keeping an eye on the guy. I never went pee at night again. I was so happy when we moved. I have no clue what all that was, but so many people witnessed it and saw things that I know it wasn't just my imagination. Back when I was 16, I had just got my license and I went driving around with some friends, as you do at that age. Loud music, good times, random pit stops for no reason. The usual stuff to pass the time. We decided that a drive through the backbush area into a rural area of Australia was a good idea at 10 p.m. Off we drove down the one road that would lead us out through the bush into the darkness. There were no lights along this road. Only my high beams lit the way. As we were driving, we came across this elderly man in a cream suit, with a bunch of slightly wilted flowers with his thumb out. He seemed harmless, and we decided we would pick him up. It was no place for anyone to be walking alone. He was a really nice guy, well-kept and trimmed beard. His eyes were incredibly bright as well, a piercing blue color. He said he was out this way because he was visiting the site where his loved ones died. Apparently, he didn't drive anymore after the accident that had killed them. We were a little unsettled, but in the end we thought nothing of it because he was good-natured and polite. We came up around a corner and he asked if he could please be dropped off there. We did so, assuming that the site was nearby. He got out of the car, we shook hands with him, wished him well, and sent our sympathy to his loved ones. He replied with, "Have no sympathy for the dead, they are free. May God bless you all, children." He turned and walked straight into the dense bush, and I kid you not, he disappeared within 6 steps, like the darkness just swallowed him. It's been a few years now, and there has been no news of any missing people in that area. My friend and I don't know whether it was a dream, hallucination, or what. We've gone past that same area a few times now, even once walking out into the area he went. Found absolutely nothing, though. I won't blame anyone for not believing this is real, because sometimes I think the same thing. But it's a memory engraved in my brain I can't get rid of, so I guess it must have been true.